bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Federal Capital Territory Administration the total sum of 271,532,518,887 naira only. Of which the sum of 56,166,171,520 naira only is for personnel costs, and the sum of 61,134,045,738 naira only is for overhead costs, while the balance of 154,232,301,630 naira only is for capital projects for the service of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for the financial year commencing 1st January and ending 31st December 2018. Standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members who recall the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 5th July 2018. I now invite the House Leader to move the bill be now read second time.
Honorable Speaker, Constituency of Borno State, I hereby move for a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Statutory Revenue Fund of the Federal Capital Territory Administration the total sum of 271,518,887 naira only, of which the sum of 56,166,171,520 naira only is for personnel costs, and the sum of 61,134,045,738 naira only is for overhead costs, while the balance of 154,232,301,630 naira only is for capital projects for the service of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for the financial year commencing from 1st January and ending on 31st December 2018. Be read the second time. I so move.
Of the House, I so second.
Leader, you may now lead the debate.
As I earlier on read, in the course of moving the motion, I have highlighted what is earmarked for personnel cost, what is earmarked for overhead cost, and what is earmarked for the capital expenditure of the Federal Capital Territory Administration in the year 2018. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to seize this opportunity to inform this honorable House that the Federal Capital Territory Administration has achieved remarkably in the area of revenue generation, because it has achieved 62% of its target of revenue generation. And while the expenditure of the Federal Capital Territory Administration in the outgoing year with regard to the personnel cost, it is 97% performance, while with regard to the overhead cost, it is 61% performance. With regard to the capital expenditure, it is 47% performance, which is very, very remarkable compared to the overall performance of our federal budget. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it may interest you to know that the Federal Capital Territory, being the nerve center of the administrative activities of Nigeria, and is fast becoming a commercial outfit in Nigeria, is attracting Nigerians and indeed non-Nigerians for all over the place. And as such, there is a need for the expansion of the various infrastructure in the capital territory with a view to accommodating the over-increasing inflow of people from all nooks and crannies of the globe to the Federal Capital Territory, so that the facilities in the territory will not be overstretched, and also it will earn its name.
Honorable Karimi Sunday, please can you take your seat?
The world's most populous country and the capital of a country whose economy is #1 in Africa. And as such, a lot of infrastructure projects is earmarked in the capital budget. If I can crave your indulgence to mention some of them to you. One is the expansion and rehabilitation of Outer Northern Expressway and Airport Expressway, for which the sum of 2.1 billion naira is earmarked for the completion of the above two major projects. These projects, when completed, will remove the traffic congestion experienced by commuters and will drastically reduce the travel time. Then two, the sum of 6.3 billion is proposed for the provision of infrastructural facilities to districts and road constructions in Jahi, Wuye, Abuja, Northwest and Katampe districts. Then the sum of 1 billion is proposed for the reconstruction and dualization of Lower Usman Dam and Gurara Road. Then the sum of 500 million was earmarked for the provision of access road to Kabusa Garden. Then the sum of 1.5 billion is proposed for the construction of 2,217 resettlement houses at Gulewi Shere resettlement site. And then the sum of 4 billion is proposed as counterpart funding for Greater Abuja water supply. And then lastly, but not the least, 2 billion is proposed for the rehabilitation and extension of Outer Southern Expressway from Villa Roundabout to Osek Ring Road 1, PR1 junction, including 4 numbers interchange. So these are among some of the infrastructural facilities that is earmarked in the 2018 budget for execution, with a view to accommodating the over-increasing inflow of people into the federal capital from all the nooks and crannies of not only Nigeria, but across the world. Then there are a lot of other activities that is also earmarked in the budget, like development of the agricultural sector, education sector, as well as also monies earmarked for the Abuja Environmental Protection Board to maintain the beauty of Abuja, so that it will earn its name as the federal capital of Nigeria. So these are some of the highlights that is included in the budget of the FCT for 2018, and crave the indulgence of my colleague to support the second reading of the bill. Thank you.
In favor of the motion, say aye. Those against it, say nay. Ayes have it. For this one, unfortunately, nay will not work. Yes, clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
From the statutory revenue fund of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, the total sum of 271,532,518,887 naira only, of which the sum of 56,166,171,525 naira only is for personnel cost, and 61,134,045,738 naira only is for overhead cost, while the balance of 154,232,301,630 naira only is for capital projects for the service of the Federal Capital Territory Abuja for the financial year commencing from January 1 and ending 31st December 2018. Second reading.